Welcome back to Question with Answer, your go-to place for top-notch interview prep. In today's video, we're diving into part 3 of the Django interview questions and answers series. Whether you're preparing for your first Django interview or brushing up for an experienced level role, these questions cover real-world topics, best practices, and in-depth concepts. So grab your notebook and let's get started with part 3 of the most important Django interview questions you must know in 2025. Question 1. What are Django middleware and how do they work? Answer. Middleware in Django are lightweight plugins that process requests and responses globally before or after views are called. Each middleware component is a class with methods like __call__, process_request, process_view, and process_response. Middleware can perform tasks such as modifying requests, handling user authentication, session management, and logging. For instance, Django uses built-in middleware like Authentication middleware to associate users with requests. Middleware is defined in the middleware setting in settings.py, and its order is crucial as it determines how data flows through layers. You can also write custom middleware to inject headers, block IPs, or log metrics across all views. Middleware allows separation of cross-cutting concerns in a clean, reusable way. Question 2. What is the role of the meta class in Django models? Answer. The meta class inside a Django model provides metadata or configuration about the model. It doesn't define any actual fields but is used to modify the model's behavior. For example, you can specify ordering equals, name, change the default database table name, db_table equals, custom_table, make a model abstract equals true, or set verbose names for admin display. Here's a simple example. This helps you fine-tune how Django handles your model internally, in queries, and in the admin panel. Using meta is essential for customizing models beyond just fields. Question 3. Explain Django's signal framework. Answer. Django's signals are a messaging framework that allows decoupled applications to get notified when certain actions occur elsewhere in the system. They're useful when you want one part of your application to react to changes in another part, without tight coupling. For instance, using signals like pre_save, post_save, pre_delete, and post_delete, you can execute logic when a model instance is saved or deleted. Here's a common use case. Signals promote modularity and help automate background tasks like logging, email alerts, or syncing data between models. Question 4. What are custom managers in Django, and why are they useful? Answer. Custom managers in Django allow you to encapsulate common database queries into reusable methods. Every model has at least one manager, usually objects, but you can define your own by subclassing models, manager, and adding custom methods. This improves code readability and reuse. Here is a simple example and use cases of custom manager. Now, calling userprofile.active.all returns only active users. Managers are great for dry principles and better data handling logic at the ORM level. Question 5. How does Django handle password hashing and security? Answer. Django uses a robust and secure password hashing system that stores only the hashed, not plain text, version of a password using secure algorithms like PBKDF2, Argon2, or BCRYPT. When a user sets or changes a password, Django uses the make_password function to hash it, and check_password to verify it during login. It also includes a salt with each password to prevent rainbow table attacks. You can configure the algorithm using password_hashers in settings.py. Django even offers automatic upgrades. If a better algorithm is available, it rehashes passwords at login time. Additionally, Django provides built-in protection against brute force attacks through account locking mechanisms when used with third-party packages. Question 6. What is the difference between null equals true and blank equals true in Django fields? Answer. In Django model fields, null equals true means the database will accept null as a valid value for that column, while blank equals true means the field is allowed to be empty in forms or admin input validation. Null equals true affects the database schema. Blank equals true affects form validation. Here is a simple example and use cases. Here, description can be left blank in both forms and database. If only null equals true is set, the form will still require input. Conversely, if only blank equals true is set, the database will require some value, non-null, which may cause errors. Use both when you want to allow truly optional fields. Question 7. How does Django handle database migrations? Answer. Django uses a built-in migration system to manage changes to your models over time. When you make changes to a model, Django allows you to generate migration files using Python manage.py make migrations. These files are like version-controlled blueprints of your database schema. Then you apply those changes to the database using Python manage.py migrate. Each migration records operations like adding fields, altering tables, or creating indexes. Django maintains a history of applied migrations per app in a special database table called Django_migrations. This ensures synchronization across environments, dev, staging, production. Migrations are crucial for collaborative development and deploying changes safely. Question 8. What is the use of select_related and prefetch_related in Django ORM? Answer. Select_related and prefetch_related are query optimization tools in Django that reduce the number of database hits when dealing with related models. Select_related uses SQL joins to fetch related objects in the same query. It's best for foreign key and one-to-one relationships. Prefetch_related performs separate queries and merges them in Python, suitable for many-to-many and reverse foreign key relationships. Without them, Django would run a separate query for each related object, leading to performance issues in large datasets. These methods significantly improve efficiency when accessing related data. Question 9. Explain the concept of class-based views or CBVs in Django. Answer. Class-based views or CBVs in Django offer an object-oriented approach to handling HTTP requests. Unlike function-based views, CBVs allow code reuse through inheritance and mix-ins. Common CBVs include ListView, DetailView, CreateView, and UpdateView, each designed for CRUD operations. CBVs are useful when views share similar logic, such as displaying a list or handling forms. Django provides mix-ins like login required mix-in to add features like authentication checks. However, CBVs can be harder to trace than function-based views, so they're best suited for modular and large-scale applications. Question 10. Explain the purpose of Django's context processors. Answer. Django's context processors serve the purpose of adding additional data to the context of every rendered template in a Django web application. The context of a template refers to the variables and data that are available for use in that template. Context processors allow you to inject custom data into this context globally, without explicitly passing it to every view function or class-based view. Using context processors helps keep your templates dry or don't repeat yourself, by centralizing the logic for providing common data across your application's views and templates, ultimately making your code more maintainable and efficient. That's all for this video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell for more content, so you don't miss any upcoming video. And, if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover in future videos, please let us know in the comments below. Until next time, keep exploring and keep coding. Thanks for watching, and happy coding.